the May 3rd Conservation Commission meeting, May 3rd, 2023. Oh, right. Thank you, Roger. Open session public meetings are subject to being recorded. Your image and voice will be recorded, so don't say anything that you shouldn't. I'm not looking at anybody in particular.
Oh, excuse me.
All right.
So that was what, 7:02?
Yep. All right, we have a light agenda tonight, so we can boogie on through it. Minutes from the previous meeting. Maddie emailed those out. I saw that you had one comment.
Yeah, it was in my, I don't know if it was, I just misread it or, it
No.
was just like on that section where the order of conditions, it said she was following the wrong.
Right, I think you're right. I think it should have been
Yeah, I
filed.
went back and checked because I
Okay.
missed it.
Yeah.
I think
It
that's
is
what
filed.
she meant.
Yeah,
Filed.
yeah, because that is what happened, so.
She did file, I was gonna say, I thought she
Yeah.
filed it, yeah, okay.
Yep,
All right. I couldn't
Um,
remember if she had said she did file it, but I was like, that would make more sense, so.
yep. Yeah, so, if that, we will, that will be corrected.
That's mine.
Anybody else have anything about the minutes from the prior
didn't.
meeting?
She does a great job.
Yeah.
She does.
You did a great job
You
too, though,
did,
Louise.
right, exactly, you do too. And thank you for taking them tonight.
Mhm.
All right, other than the one comment, anybody have anything else?
Okay. I was busy writing who moved.
No one yet.
Oh, okay. We're just commenting. Okay.
Yep,
I'm going-
you didn't miss it. I'll take a motion to accept the minutes from the prior meeting.
So moved. I'll let Walter
She
have
got
that.
it.
I'll
She got
second.
All right.
Walter's moved, I second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Right.
All right. Yeah, you weren't here, you don't.
I can't vote aye.
Yeah, I can't vote
Yeah.
either.
No. Mayor Stevens.
Treasurer's
Yeah.
report?
So I emailed June, albeit for later this afternoon, but, so I'll find out from her.
Okay. Plenty of notice.
Yeah.
All right.
She's actually usually pretty quick about responding to stuff, so I just checked right now to see if she'd responded, but she hadn't.
Right.
So, but a lot of times she's really quick on it, so.
All right. Oh, I didn't check the mail, though. Maddie's been doing that. So I don't know if there's any bills and forms. Maybe before we wrap up, I'll go out and check. So, emails. There, so. Lancaster, 61 Lancaster Road is still negotiating their variances with the Board of Health. And they are submitting their notice of intent. So that will be at our next meeting, that hearing. So that was one email, and then I have been emailing several people about the damage done by CSX over on off of Linden Street that Roger brought to our attention at the last meeting. On Earth Day, after picking up trash, Maddie and I went and checked out the forest fire and the CSX damage.
Yes.
The forest fire was cool.
It wasn't hot, huh?
No, it was out. But if you haven't ever seen, I had never really seen woods burned like that before, and it's surreal. But it wasn't that intense.
I don't think it probably killed any trees over 6 inches of diameter. It
I
just cleaned
don't.
out
I don't
the
even think
underbrush.
it killed any. We saw white pines
Yeah.
that were
Oh, yeah.
not even an inch in diameter that
Yeah.
were frizzled
Yeah.
on the needles, but they may actually recover. And I just kind of took my foot and brushed away the top layer of char, and there's still brown
Yeah.
leaves under there. So it didn't even go all the way to the ground. So I took a whole bunch of pictures from spots that I could easily recognize to go back there again and again.
Yeah,
So we'll
that'll-
document the recovery.
That'll sprout up nice and green.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's gonna come back better than it was before. That's what happened at Yellowstone when they had that fire.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
that's right.
flourished way more than they thought it would.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think it's a good thing in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
healthy.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
I
glad it
mean,
didn't take, because I have friends who live almost hit their house.
yeah.
I was like, that was scary. They were taking pictures, and then luckily it started to rain, and then
Right.
it saved them.
Yep.
But they were like, hey, fire department's over here too, because they were focusing on another side.
Right.
Gail and I were
So was all the
driving through
damage
there
in
and they
Northborough?
closed
No.
it just
Some
after
in
we got
Berlin.
through.
Oh,
Because the fire was burning, we were one of the last ones through there.
Yes.
Yep. And so actually on Earth Day, Chief Shartner stopped and was talking to Maddie and I, and the police chief and the fire chief would like to probably this summer sit down with us and Northborough Trails guys to try and see if there's a way that we can make a
No.
a path.
They want to have the path, for heaven's sakes, to go in and rescue. How ridiculous can you be? It's already been approached to me. I mean, get out of here.
What do they want to do?
They want to they want a path that is a little bit wider so that they can get rescue emergency vehicles in there easier.
Absolutely mindless.
Aren't they off-road vehicles?
Yeah.
So they can drive it anyway?
We can sit down with them. And
Northborough
No,
or Berlin?
both.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, fortunately, no property was damaged. I think the woods are going to be healthier for it. But it was very cool. So then we went and looked at the damage that CSX did fixing the derailed train, and that is a giant mess.
Oh, really?
Oh God, it's.
Do you have pictures? Or?
I do.
Oh, nice.
But they're accountable for all of that,
Yeah,
right?
they have told us to get a quote to repair it and send them a bill. So I have been working on trying to figure out how to get a quote for the
I was
work.
going to say, why don't we put that on them? That's a lot of work.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
You figure it
But
out.
then we want to
when
make
you get it.
sure that it was done, right, get at least
Well,
before
we-
and then after, so we know it was done.
No more
properly, I
trains
guess.
until you fix
We,
it.
we
Right.
can go verify it, but that's a lot of work to get quotes and
Yeah.
get work done. I mean, that shouldn't fall on us. It's
Right.
our fault.
That's
So
That's like
that's
somebody's job.
along
Yeah,
that
that's
kind of
right,
stuff.
that's right.
the
That's true, good point.
The dam's over that
north
way?
side. No, the dam's over this way.
Oh.
So this is by Roger's house, on Roger's house side of the tracks. You can see there's Linden Street.
They just brush cut it all out?
No, they just, I don't
Dug
even
it
think
out.
they cut it. They just ran their machine right along there. I mean, it's a straight line.
They must have gone in there
this-
with a crane of some kind.
They left a whole bunch of railroad ties laying around there. They cut down a bunch of trees. They scraped up a bunch of trees. But the worst is
Well,
on this
there's
side.
no doubt they did
That's
what they
all in the
had to
wetlands.
do to clean it up. But now, I mean, to get the train out of there, but now
They
they should
left
be
the old
responsible for.
rail there.
Yep,
If
absolutely.
you know anybody who's looking for some train rail. But the worst part is some wetlands on each side. So I met Pat Garner over there to kind of talk about, what we should do. And really, it's just regrading it and planting some wetland seed.
Right.
So I'm in the process of trying to figure out who.
I would push that back on them and tell them to
I would,
figure it out.
absolutely.
That's
Don't put your time in.
yeah,
that,
that's a lot
Carolyn.
of that's a lot of time and effort.
I also want to make sure it's done right, though.
Yeah,
We're
but
in-
we
I
can,
don't-
we can supervise
They'll do
them
it. They'll
and
do it.
approve their contractor and all that, but that's too much work for a volunteer group to
Right.
have to put in.
Did anyone see the post on Berlin Neighbors Connect?
See
Somebody
what?
showed, somebody took a picture of the rails.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, they were
Oh, yeah.
commenting that they
Oh,
thought
Joe.
there was going to be a
Yeah.
problem there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not sure where it was. They really didn't identify it.
I think it was further down towards the Flat Penny, so that was Joe Guglielmino, and
Yeah.
he, actually, it was by the aqueduct, because he walks that with his dogs, I guess,
Yeah.
according to Facebook anyway. You know, the reliable source, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so hopefully that gets reported. So anyway, I've been working on that. Pat's most recent Highland Ridge report. They have not hydroseeded yet, but correct me if I'm wrong, when Brian was here, we asked him to hydroseed and he said that they were gonna loam by the end of May and seed, so we gave him until the end of May.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yep, so, we will keep an eye on that.
So we give them to the end of when? May?
I think till the end of May, yeah. And look at that, just on time. Does anybody else have anything on the things we've discussed so far before Heather comes up?
Nope.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Ready? Okay. Oh,
Yep.
thank you. We'll
And
just
we
go-
have snacks.
Snacks. Thank you. I'm so good. I just ate so much dinner. First of all, I'm so excited about 72 Carter Street.
I know.
I don't know why I thought it might not get passed. I'm just so excited. That's
Yeah,
the best.
good. I know, that's gonna be
Right?
great
I
for
know.
you.
What you excited about?
72 Carter.
Oh,
The
Getting,
6 acres.
getting conserved, because then you know it kind of can connect to behind.
Exactly. That's the
Right.
goal.
Yes, I was
Um,
afraid of mansions coming in.
Well, exactly. That,
Right,
that
that's
was
the
also
fear these
yes.
days.
Yep.
And I think they just didn't get enough bids or something, because, you know, I don't know, whatever, you know more than I do,
you
probably.
know, one thing that's amazing, I mean, there are still people that instinct response. What do you want that for? Why do you need to? Yeah, it's just,
I know.
Right.
The nose,
don't- I
right.
mean, they don't
I
get it.
know.
Yep.
Right.
they don't get it.
But I love that someone brought up water, so at least they could,
Yeah.
you know, use that as their excuse if they didn't want the land
Yeah.
preserved.
Yeah,
Right.
More people say that was a waste.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a good price,
Um,
I thought.
It never went on the market
Right.
because the daughter of
Katie.
the property owner, yes,
Yeah.
wanted to see it conserved.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Good.
So they've been waiting and waiting. She's been very patient.
Yay, because one time
Um,
she said to me, I will take the highest bidder, whoever gives me the most. And I was like, so I'm so glad. that
Right. Yeah.
It all worked out. That
s-
you were the highest
somehow
bidder.
somehow her mind got changed.
Yay.
I've actually never talked to her. It's all been through the realtor.
Yeah,
Um,
James.
yep.
Good, yes.
So-
That's a victory, though.
Yeah.
Who were the people that lived there?
The Bedos, Roy Bedo, and then Kathy. They were
Oh,
good friends with the
Never heard
Holyoaks.
the name.
Yeah.
Yep.
They lived there forever, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So.
So thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yay.
So I'm just here to inquire again, if I may, about borrowing or having the land, the conservation land, again for summer programs, nature classes, and to just tuck the porta potty in again around the corner.
Right. So, does everybody know what Heather's talking
Yeah.
about?
You're not
I
yet,
have.
maybe. So every
Hi.
year we run summer camps. and-
I could see the porta potty, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's so subtle. It's so tucked in there. I thought.
You look at all the trees and then there's a giant porta potty, you kind of notice
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
At the
Well, that's-
meadow, but it's so hidden. It used to be right on the edge of the road, and all the bikers would use it and clog it. It was horrible. And then we tucked it way back, so it's harder to see, at least more subtle.
Yep.
I
Nice.
feel like. Unless
Yeah.
you have any suggestions for
No, I
improvements.
think it's
Yeah.
working out good.
Great,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so it's okay. So it'd be like kind of mid-June-ish to mid-August or so.
Heather, there are a couple of nice big butternut trees growing there, and I've cut all around the
Yes.
drip edges on them, you
I've
know,
seen
but I haven't
that.
done it for a couple of years, but do you tuck it in under one of those or something? I'd go down and clear it out so you could get out of view, you know, you could see it from
Sure.
the road.
Yes.
I know.
You said you would, or I don't
Yeah,
know how to
just-
do that. Yeah, if you don't
yeah.
mind, we can tuck it as far back as it could go.
Yeah.
I felt like for a while there was sort of little spiky, not, I don't know, roots or trunks maybe of
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
I tried to have them touch against that back of that
Yeah.
as far as we could. But yeah, if you want to keep going a little more, I'm happy. I thought it was so subtle in our new location, but whatever you can do, I'd love to have it
Why
deeper.
don't you show me where you want to put it?
Okay,
And
sure.
then we'll just try and get it.
All right, so mid-June or so, I'll reach out. All
Awesome.
right, lovely.
So can I have a motion to let Heather use Berlin Meadow and place a porta potty for the summer?
I'd like to make a motion to allow Heather to place a porta potty on the meadows.
A second.
Awesome. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask you to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
All those
Thank
opposed?
you.
All right.
All right, thank
You're
you.
all set.
I'm excited. And I know, Luis, we wanted to talk about doing some collaboration.
Right, we've talked.
Is that for another time?
Over the years about how to do a program, like a one-day program
Oh, that
for the
would be
Conservation
awesome.
Commission.
Yeah, this summer's so hard though, but
Right,
I don't know what else we could do. Maybe you and I could just look at some dates or something.
pardon?
We could look at some dates, you and I perhaps,
Okay.
maybe before the heart of the summer.
Right. Yeah, and Lisa Mayer said she'd be interested in working on
Okay.
it too, and you work with her already, right?
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So is it
And
a
we
youth
can-
program or adult?
Well,
Children.
Children? Okay.
Well, I
Maybe
don't know.
I say children. Well, whatever.
Right,
Families.
right. So, I mean,
Families,
so
yeah.
what are you thinking?
So I am just at my, kind of maxed out with my brain. So I haven't spent a lot of time, but Luis had more of a vision, just a class or something, or a,
Right.
Like, are you thinking
hike.
something at the 1870 Town Hall, like on a Saturday, or are you thinking?
What about
No,
horseshoe?
something outdoors.
What about
Oh,
like
okay.
something at Horseshoe Pond to bring attention to the?
Yeah.
that's a new property ish,
Yeah,
right
like
north?
Mount Pisgah, that corner of
Oh,
Lyman
yeah.
and Linden.
Right, yeah. Okay.
That might be. That's just a thought. We don't have
Like
to
a
do it.
hike or something, or talk on amphibians, and we could look for them or
Right,
something.
Horseshoe Pond, what else? The other would be the garden, starting at the garden and going to Brewer Brook, but.
Right, yeah.
Well, one of the things we're doing with the garden is trying to transition it, we'll be working on it later this month, but transition it to a native pollinator, or at least part of
Great.
it to a native pollinator.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Caroline has arranged for about 100 plants to go in there, and I have some native plants.
Is it that many that's in that kit?
I can't remember. It's
think
it's
It was $100.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's-
That could be the 100 part. I don't think it, but
I
I
had
think
the
it was.
list one time, but-
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have the list at home.
Where are they going up front?
You know what I think we should do? I had thought about starting on the left side where the beehive is, but I think that's so crowded. It's going to take more time to sort of get the cultivars out. So I went back down there, and I think we'll start on the far kind of the south end. If you're facing it from the road, the right side.
Right, because that's just a lot of. That's not the best end.
Yeah.
So it would be easier to fill that in.
Yeah.
Right, so it's the pollinator kit that Sudbury Valley Trustees is selling
Oh, yeah.
this year.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, so we're.
I mean that's
You're
just
looking for
another.
help? You
That's
mean-
just one
okay.
more option.
Yeah, if you have a date that you already know you're gonna do it, I could at least tell my families about it.
Right now we're looking at May 18th.
Well, to clean out the garden.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
but
would
Yeah.
start playing out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh, I think-
but
Yeah.
the
I
more
think it's-
hands, the better.
I know, right.
I think it's early June when that kit is going to be
I think
available.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we don't know the date that SVT is going to release those kits to us.
Okay, how nice.
And Heather,
Yeah.
you already do programs for like school vacations and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
many, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there isn't that much that is offered by the town in the summertime, so I think it'd be good to do,
I know. Remember you guys, who did you do that with? The farm or something, those summer
I
programs?
think we did definitely 2 years.
Great, yeah.
We did, one time we went to the different farms with the kids.
Oh, lovely,
Right,
yes.
Right,
I
Karen was
remember.
involved with that,
Oh,
wasn't
that's
she?
She was
right.
Yeah.
involved one year,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then, right. Oh, she did a thing too, like she got a group of kids together to verify the
Vernal Pool by
vernal
the
pool,
school,
right,
yeah.
Right.
I was actually talking to Pat about that. He said all the stuff that washes off of the parking lot has basically killed the vernal pool.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
so
'Cause
I
they have a-
actually,
oh.
I want to talk to Fred at some point and see if we can put up some kind of berm
Great. yeah.
to allow it to recover.
Good.
Yes.
Where's this place?
Behind.
The little pond right off the parking lot at the school.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
When you come
Yeah, I
out of
know
the
where it
door
is.
from
Yeah, I know where it
town
is.
meeting,
Yeah.
right in front of you.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't mean that long rectangle one,
Yeah.
or do you mean in the woods?
No,
Right?
I
In
think the
woods?
long rectangle one, the close one, was
yeah.
the first certified vernal pool in Berlin.
Oh.
And Karen did
Right.
that.
Oh, because I was thinking of the one Ann Rosso used to like maintain, like in the woods.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Right?
It's-
Remember that?
Yeah.
Didn't we do programs
Yep,
there
we
with a
did.
wooden, like certified vernal pool
Yeah.
sign? But since she left, like the measure of water is all like it's all.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
But that one, so that's a vernal pool, too,
Yeah.
right?
That,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right
Would you
now.
ever clean it up though?
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's all full of garbage too. It's kind of
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's a ton of like right now we go to the pond. And I feel like the big fish from the fishing derby are eating everything
Yeah.
or something. There's not
They
as
shouldn't
many
be
fish.
getting,
I know and it's it's so empty now.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, a vernal pool shouldn't have access for fish.
Right, exactly. No, so
Yeah.
that one I'm saying has more stuff in it now
Right.
than
Yeah.
the pond, the frog.
Yeah,
Alleged
she
frog.
did
The
the vernal
definition
pool
of it
that's
that
in
they
the back
dry
of
up
the
in the
school,
summertime.
not-
Yes.
Fish
Didn't do
can't
the
So nothing.
survive
Yeah,
anyway.
She did the
exactly.
vernal
Right.
pool in
So I
back
don't think
of the
there's fish
school.
there.
Right?
I thought it was on the side by the parking lot.
There's a huge habitat there that is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard the peepers when I came out of town meeting the other
Oh,
night.
no,
Yeah.
it was so loud, it was wonderful.
And that was the only place I've seen American toads mating and just like during school programs where they're like looking and they're all like, you know, piggybacking up and just so loud. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
I know. They're like, so what exactly is happening? You know, I'm like,
They're just
they found a
snuggling,
friend.
that's all.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that would be a
Fun
good place to do,
conversations.
well, of course you wouldn't have them.
Sure.
It would be because the kids go to school there, it's in
Yeah.
the backyard, so
Right.
to speak, you know.
Right. I
so-
love that, learning their backyards. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So I like the idea of the bees too, because, you know, they are kind of endangered, you know?
Yep.
Oh, right.
But,
Yep.
you know, actually one year we did two sessions. We had one for 4 and 5-year-olds,
Okay.
and I think that was 2 days or 3 days a week. I think we did a whole week one time.
I feel like
And
you
then we
did.
did 2 different groups.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of parent volunteers.
God, it takes a lot and it's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah.
And we had, I know Faith Lindsay did a
Yes.
thing on identifying the
I
native.
love that.
Yeah.
Right at the 40 caves with the little
We
brochure
did,
she would make. Or was it somewhere else?
we did Ross Dam.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So shall you and I talk further? We can email each other or something
Yeah,
and pencil in some dates, and then you guys can talk about it
okay.
more.
Awesome.
All right.
Right,
Good.
just know that we can, as a town board, can
Yeah.
get the 1870 town hall for new rent.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
All right.
So if that is
If we need
helpful.
something.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
for
All
a
right.
space, an
Yeah, or
indoor
just gather
space.
and use bathrooms
Yep.
and then go
Right.
somewhere. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that would give us you know, if it were raining that day, we could still do a program, but it would be developing 2 programs instead of 1.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we can
So-
start with the one.
Okay, we can talk about it.
Yeah. And then, AJ, if you want to send me the dates of the planting, I could just advertise it to my people once you know it
Yeah,
in June.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know you're busy now.
And if
We
anyone
don't
wants
wait.
to show up for the garden cleanup,
Oh,
they're
yes. So
welcome.
definitely May
That's
18th.
May 18th,
And what time?
yeah.
Morning or afternoon?
Early
I have it on
evening,
my
Okay.
calendar.
like, most of us can't get there before 5:30, so
Okay.
yeah.
All right. 5:30-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna work with AJ on the garden.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
down
gonna
at
advertise
5:30.
it. Yeah, and then you and I can
Yeah.
talk about it
Okay,
class
so
or
we're
5:30
doing
till 9.
2 programs.
Till 9.
We covered the mosquitoes.
Right,
Lovely. All right.
all right, excellent.
That's good. Anything else? We're all set.
I think that's it.
Thank
Good
you.
to see
Thank
you.
you guys. So good to see you.
How are the
all, too.
boys?
So good. Thank you.
They're so big.
They're so
Oh
big.
my God, do you have any in high school?
No, Kevin's a sophomore in college.
Oh my
One's living in
gosh.
Thailand for 2 years.
Oh my
Misses him
gosh.
so much. I know.
That's
and Savannah,
crazy.
is she close or far?
She lives in Salem, Mass now.
Oh, isn't
Yeah.
that
Oh,
nice?
it's lovely.
Excellent.
She lives outside of the center, but walking distance.
Oh my
I visit her often.
All right, so good to see you all.
Awesome.
You
See
too.
ya.
Take care.
Okay,
Appreciate
so
it.
I'll email you and
Perfect.
I'll email Lisa too. You want-
Okay.
you want-
I mean, why don't you and I talk, and then she
Okay.
can join us. She's
That
more
sounds
like
like a plan.
Yeah, but, yeah,
Mhm.
perfect, okay.
Okay.
All right,
Awesome.
thank you.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, well, we've covered a lot of our agenda. So just because it's sitting here in front of me, I had to go through the fiscal year '24 calendar to reserve this room. And there are 3 dates that I want to talk about. July 5th. Day after,
Cancel
right? So we should vote to cancel July 5th.
Are there other dates too, or do we want to vote on
Let's
all?
do one at a time,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll make a motion to cancel the July 5th meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Nobody
Uh,
contest that?
Yeah. December 20th, I will be in Italy.
I'll make a motion to cancel the December 20th meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
And then June
Yeah, it's
19th,
right before Christmas.
right? June 19th of next year is Juneteenth, and so it's a holiday and the building's closed. So we can meet on Zoom or we can cancel the meeting.
We can cancel the meeting.
I
So
move
make
we
a
cancel
motion?
the
Or you
meeting.
be- Okay, you did. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
And what was the third one?
June 19th.
Right.
2020.
Yeah, 24.
Four.
Yeah.
So we're just canceling the room. We could still hold
Okay.
the
Did
December
something move
20th
that you
meeting
like to-
somewhere in
Yes.
Italy.
Robin?
If you
Yeah.
guys want to go to
And I
Italy,
seconded.
Okay, so she moved for all 3 of them,
She
Okay.
did.
yeah.
Yep.
And-
Actually, I think
Is there a
Walter
second?
motioned on the
Okay.
third one.
I second, what? I'm sorry.
On the third one, Walter made
Oh,
the
Walter
motion, and I
did.
screwed up.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
No,
Walter
that's
did
right.
it.
all right. Is there anything else about the garden cleanup that you would like to discuss? All right. May 18th, is it, did you put that in your calendar?
I'm away.
You have to wash your cat that night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wash my cat?
Yeah,
Does that mean-
exactly.
what does that mean?
It
I put
means
it in my-
you would rather do
Yeah.
anything
Once
but
Yeah,
pull
do
weeds.
anything
Yeah.
Well, let me check my schedule.
I have to wash my hair, both of them.
Right.
May 18th,
May
I
18th
have a septic treatment I have to do.
at 5:30 in the evening, except it would, you have to pour stuff down the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes a long time.
So the
Then
18th.
Then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
The 18th is a Thursday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
5:30.
5:30.
What do we need?
Garden tools and gloves, whatever you think.
Definitely
you might need.
gloves.
It'll
A
be
backhoe?
weeding, digging.
I don't think so.
No?
No backhoe.
Leaf blower?
Hand tools.
Oh, hand tools.
You're right.
Do we want a leaf blower? Is it full of leaves?
I've got one. I always take mine, but.
All right,
I
if you feel like you need to bring
Yeah.
power equipment,
I
a
do.
weed
I'd
whacker.
rather not have the noise, frankly.
Yeah.
A weed whacker and a leaf blower.
Okay.
All right.
I have an electric weed whacker, which is earth friendly.
That's what I have.
Yet
Yeah.
not
Oh.
super plug-inable at Berlin
Oh,
Meadows.
I have so many
no,
batteries.
There are
All right.
current
Yeah.
bushes right on the other side of that wall.
Good what?
Big currant bushes, boom. Currants are a fruit.
Mine,
And
mine's battery
electricity, yeah.
operated. so
Okay,
Nice.
anyway,
Good one.
Quiet.
yeah. All right.
That's funny, I just caught on.
Okay, Earth Day report,
Yeah, right here.
AJ's gonna do that.
all right.
Oh,
Do you wanna?
Do you want me to go
yeah,
through this
you
whole
go-
thing?
Well, just go over the highlights.
Bullet point. How many nips did you get? How many
I've actually
bags of
read it, so
scrap?
I'm gonna scoot out and
Okay.
check the
We
mail
counted
while you do that.
1,500.
Okay,
1,500.
1,500 nips.
well, easily.
Yes.
That were brought back. Those aren't even the ones
Right.
that people collected and just got rid of on their own.
Right, I would
What do
say,
people have against a full bottle of booze? I don't get it.
You can't
just buy
sneak
the
it in
big
your
one.
office desk? I don't know.
Well, you
Yeah.
know what? If you get pulled over and you have to throw it out the window before the officer gets to the car, you've thrown away a large,
right,
you know,
exactly.
a nip.
Suppose.
Yeah.
Somebody found a full bottle of booze.
So,
No, but
No.
we find all these nip bottles, and I don't
Oh.
understand, like, why they
It's,
just buy little.
I think it's a way to drink and drive,
Yeah.
frankly.
Probably.
Uh,
Yeah, because they're all over
plain
the
and simple.
road. I mean, right on the side of the road. Like,
Or-
all
yeah.
over. But mostly I know where they consolidate the most.
Well, I've got photos of one of
Right.
those big leaf bags that,
Oh, I've
what is
got
it,
it
like
here.
2 or 3 bushels? Full to the top. Right, we couldn't fold it shut. And then there were 3 or 4 pails and bags besides that. And Peter Hoffman took that great big bag over to Highland Liquors. I would like to hear what happened. I haven't talked to him.
Okay, so there's the bag.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a better
Those things are
picture.
huge.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
hold like 5-gallon buckets.
What does a nip cost?
I don't drink
$3.50.
water, so I don't know.
I looked
Next time I'm up
immediately
there,
at
they
you.
had- Up
Yeah.
at
I don't know.
Commons, I just noticed the last time I was
Yes.
there, they had
What?
like a
Oh,
thing
nice.
right up towards
Right.
the front near the
We
cash
had
register. There's just
50
like all these
people.
bins
Yep.
full of little
Yeah,
nips.
yeah.
who signed up.
You like that? You like the bins, don't you?
We
I
had
like
50
nips.
people
Do
who
you?
Yeah.
signed up. But the,
Buy a sleeve.
talking to the
Convenient.
police
What do you mean
chief,
buy
and he
sleeves?
says he
Like you can buy a
thinks twice
sleeve
as
of
many
12-pack,
people are
yeah.
out there.
They sell them in
Of
12
nips?
packs?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just, I asked my neighbors across the street
Wow.
to do it.
We know.
You don't
They
buy a
wanted
sleeve.
to
I
You
do
never
buy
bought
the
a
big
sleeve?
bottles.
Oh.
I buy in bulk.
Yeah, but if you go to a party, you get a
I
sleeve.
still
and then
bring
Oh,
a
yeah.
full bottle.
Well, I saw it was
Germs.
a woman and
Everyone
a
putting their
child.
mouth in the
Yeah, a
bottle.
teenager.
Oh,
Yeah.
are those, I
Yeah,
was
that's why they
coming
got
home.
invented
And
glasses.
then the
We're civilized people. We use
Okay,
a glass.
okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
we're
'cause they
savages.
said
Yeah,
a woman
sorry.
wasn't there, and then.
All right.
I said,
I usually
"Can
fill
All
the
right.
knotweed.
Okay,
Booze is sanitized anyway.
That's true.
okay. So, AJ, did you have anything
Well,
else?
well, I have a lot to say, but I think Carolyn has, do you want to go through your stuff first?
Nope,
Okay.
I'm still assessing what's here.
Why don't we just go through the report and I'll highlight some stuff. So we could not get Bob Blair and Lisa, who are helped organize, Lisa Mayer, to the meeting, but we did meet with, it was Louise and I and, no, it was Lawrence who didn't come, Lisa
Right,
did come. yeah.
Lisa was there.
So Lawrence Olio could not come.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
And Bob Blair sent in a pretty decent list of things that he had decided about, and one is keep the Lowe's paper leaf bags and ditch the plastic ones. Issue bright colored T-shirts or something that identify folks and give them a token that they participated, and maybe a new color each year and so on. And post Berlin Neighbors stories throughout the year with the year-round picker-uppers relating to their find in the trashiest areas and the cleanest areas and things like that. So Bob gave us some input, even though he wasn't at the meeting. So we talked about those bags, and we had one paper bag that got compromised. It was a dry day, so keep that in mind. But even if I'm using a bucket or a plastic bag, if I pick something up that is open, I dump the water out. And it's rare to have any, or maybe just a few drops.
When you're pulling it out of wetlands like I do on Gates
Yeah.
Pond Road, a lot of stuff
We
is
were-
wet.
we're-
Our paper
Up on
bag
ground.
lost integrity for our nip bottles. I started leaving nip bottles
Oh my!
after I picked them up until I realized.
Well, yeah, and
I
certainly
went back and picked them
we-
up, but
and certainly we aren't going to get rid of them altogether. The one bag that got compromised was compromised by a large, sharp item, and it just poked its way through
What
the
was it?
bag. An outer part of some kind.
Oh, I thought it was like a sword or something.
No, something off.
I thought you found something neat.
So
But that would happen to a plastic bag too.
it could, but
Yeah.
they're pretty tough.
Yeah.
oh, I've had stuff poke through those.
Oh
too,
yeah, but yeah, it could.
Yep.
So, oh yeah, and there were items that we wouldn't even bother to put in. There were like I found a coil spring, weighed about 30 or 40 pounds, I suppose, a big thing, and a fence post that was all bent up but laying on the side of the road. Those you wouldn't even bother to put in a plastic bag, much less a paper bag. So there are things that don't even belong in the bags that we pick up. But I really liked picking things up in a bucket. Because when you're walking along with that plastic bag, it invariably has folded itself shut when you you got your stick thing and you're trying to put something in it anyway.
What color is the bucket?
Doesn't matter.
I think both of mine
Five
bags
were
are
gallon
white.
bucket. Oh,
What?
yes, right. Well, that is one of the reasons,
Mm.
one of the arguments for the bags.
Right.
Yeah, but
You can hold more in it. I think the bucket would.
most people wear a visibility
No, they
vest.
used the bucket and walked up and down the road, and then they would dump it into the bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I
Yeah,
see.
so that you're not dragging the bag. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
'cause you didn't
definitely
carry the bag.
yeah, the bag is definitely,
Gotcha.
the bucket is helpful.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
that makes sense.
I've been doing bags. I've been here 5 years
Spray
for
painted,
5 of
yeah.
these.
Or Home Depot
In fact, we
buckets
were
are
here
more-
less than a month when we got in on the first one and used those plaques and this whole bucket thing. Wow.
Yep.
So anyway, I'll move on. I mean, that's the highlight thing. Louise noted that 12 gift cards for children were claimed, and she returned the balance to the store. Thank you notes were discussed. They are here for signature, and we're going to send out 8 thank you notes to key contributors within the community, people who either materially or in some other way supported the effort. Then Louise asked, do we do a fall cleanup of some kind? And we discussed it. It would be nice. But then the poison ivy is rampant, and it's a lot easier to find the trash before the foliage comes up.
Yep.
If you've gone along the road where it's really thick already, yeah, you got to kind of beat the bushes if you're going to find anything. But there's year round. There's so much stuff, so evident.
Yep.
And then Louise also suggested that if we do a fall cleanup, could we use it as an opportunity to clear out invasives along the roadways? Maybe that could happen, but it's different equipment
Right.
and a whole different.
And a whole different, yeah.
Poison ivy.
Yeah.
And then there's still poison
But-
ivy.
Yeah,
And then there's the
poison
people
ivy.
who
And there's
might
still
not know the
poison ivy,
difference
yeah,
between
right.
invasion
It's something we
species
should
and
be
others.
doing.
Just spray Roundup on
Right.
it.
Glyphosate. No. Anyway, and I brought up that I'm a member of Sudbury Valley Trustees and on the Weed Warrior Project. So I go out and do invasive removals with them. But the thing is, they actually give training for it.
Right.
And I pulled about 50 buckthorns today, and I'm aching.
Well, you know, we
But-
talked about teaming up with Sudbury Valley
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do some training.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
that's what I'm getting at here. Yeah. And then we also talked about redesigning the sign-in sheet to allow for people to opt in or out, giving permission to use their image for marketing or whatever, just throwing it up on Facebook. Look at this person doing a great job or something like that. Those are the highlights.
Okay.
Um,
Did you get pictures of the whole big pile?
Oh, boy. So that's something I wanted to discuss tonight. What are we gonna do with these photos that we took?
I thought they were gonna end up on Facebook.
They can, but I didn't wanna do it myself. First of all, I don't
Oh.
have access to the site.
Yeah.
No, we can
We
change
can
that.
change that.
Yeah.
We can change that very quickly.
Marty's going to, if we send Marty Miller the pictures, he said that he would put them together,
Mhm.
you know, into a, you know, so that we
An
could
album,
post them.
Marty Miller.
An album, right, yeah.
Well, what is that newsletter, that periodical fold-up thing?
Powderhouse News, that one?
Might be that one, yeah.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's worth the townspeople get that and they can see what's going on in town.
Right. We also
Put it on
should-
neighbors.
We also should send it to the item. See
Sure.
if they'll publish it.
We should also what?
Send it to the item
You're right,
and see if they'll publish
Yeah.
it.
okay.
How would
so
you
I've got
How
a
would
lot
you
of
like
peop-
me to share these? Can I just share them with the problem is that the image sizes overwhelm email so fast.
Well, you have to do them in small
I know.
batches.
Or like
Yeah.
when you
I can send about 4.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say, if you're sending it from your iPhone, you can just you know, usually it'll ask you what size you want to send, and you can reduce the size pretty quickly when you email them.
I didn't know you could do
Okay,
that.
well,
Yeah.
first
Okay.
of all, hold on.
Is that an iPhone?
That's not an iPhone, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
All right. So, step one.
Yeah, I've
It's
got,
probably true on an Android too.
I've got
I
a,
think.
I've got
I
a
think so,
software
yeah. It
package
comes
I
up with-
use for,
Oh,
Right.
when you.
But we
load
can
it,
talk
like,
about that,
I'll put
but-
them in, I'll
okay.
tell you.
All right, I would like to give a shout out to the police department and the highway department.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a picture here, whoops, I just lost it. This is the crew that went out
Awesome.
and did
Yep.
Route 62.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Right,
Route 62 looks awesome.
right. So it was the highway department
Yep.
with Bob Blair and AJ, right, who went
Awesome.
out, you know.
Do we get a
and-
lot of tires?
Hmm?
Remember that one year we had a bunch
I
of
saw
tires?
two
Yeah.
tires,
So that's not too bad.
I,
That's
I
better
think I
than-
loaded 5 or 6 in the
Yeah.
dumpster.
Oh.
right.
Never mind.
And
Yeah.
there were two cruises going around town. The police chief was down at Berlin Realty,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So we had their support. And I have to say, it was really great working with Stan Rogolinsky, because he
Yeah.
was very cooperative,
Yeah.
you
It's-
know.
Yep. It's a new day.
You're giving away,
Hmm?
Yeah.
you're
So.
giving away
Right.
what we're gonna do.
Right, so we have a bunch of letters, one to Berlin. So what does Carol have to?
She
Oh,
did
it's
the
signs.
signs.
Oh,
Right.
excellent, right, so one to sign people, one to the general store, one to the highway department, one to the police department, one to Bridge Realty, one to the transfer station, one to Berlin Farms, and one to Berlin Insurance. So I'm gonna sign, we decided to sign, that I would sign them in person and send them out.
Did you ever hear from the developer about doing Gates Pond Road? Did they ever respond to you?
They didn't. So I will, it's on the list, it just keeps getting bumped down to.
I couldn't remember if, well, I wasn't sure if he maybe didn't include me on the
Well,
response, I
so
wasn't sure.
I emailed, the email that I sent that I copied you on, that's actually to the site manager.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, what do we want them to do?
Highland Ridge Commons. Part of their contract is that every spring through the summer and fall, they clean up Fosgate, Gates Pond Road, and Marlborough Road. Send
So it's
someone out
only-
once a week.
It's only spring to fall?
I think so. It's definitely not in the winter, like when there's snow on the
Yeah,
ground.
makes sense.
Yeah. But
I will say I noticed the difference after Earth Day on Gates Pond Road. It looks phenomenal.
you're welcome. Actually, the Harts, the people who bought the Mancuso's house,
Yep.
did from their house up to 62.
Okay,
And then Maddie and I did from my house down to Marlborough Road.
gotcha. Okay.
So,
Yeah, I know that I like immediately noticed it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
yep. Yeah, they found, you know how kitty litter comes in a bucket? They found a bucket of used kitty litter on the
Nice.
side of the road.
Wow.
Recycling.
Yeah, well, you
Kinda,
gotta,
maybe not.
yeah, you gotta empty it first, and, yeah.
You know, one of the things about dog and cat leavings, droppings in the environment is they carry fairly persistent parasites.
Yep.
And they're vaccinated against those parasites getting out of control, but our wildlife is not. So a bobcat can pick up a parasite from a feline, a domestic, and likewise a coyote can pick up
What they
a
eat?
parasite
The
from
poop?
dog
Yeah.
poop.
They eat the poop.
You know, that's
Yeah,
one of the
well-
main reasons a lot of parks don't even allow dogs to be walked in parts of the world. And but you got to pick up after them because otherwise you're literally endangering wildlife.
Right.
So that's the crying shame.
Yep, indeed.
Anyway, I get on my high horse. So, and one tire that Gracie and I picked up is still on the rim. And so today, they won't take it at the transfer station.
Right.
What
So
color was
today I
the
dropped it off at the gas station over here, and they're gonna take it apart and give it back to me tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So you can put the tire in the tire bin, and you can put the rim in the metal bin, and everybody's fat, dumb, and happy. So, at least I am.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Louise and AJ, for all of your hard work
Want a
on
copy of
the
this?
organizing committee. Didn't you email this to me? I've
Yeah.
seen this.
Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah.
You know, I have a comment about the T-shirts. I think it's a great idea, but, and they did do in the past. In fact, I dug out a T-shirt that said Earth Day 2003. And, you know, but I think we paid for them,
Right.
right? You know, but I mean, if you're gonna do T-shirts, you have to have money up front to buy them, and there was, I don't know if we ordered them or what, I don't remember.
Must have.
And then you don't know
Yeah.
the sizes.
Right. Well, not only that, I have, it's one of we've talked in the past about having things to hand out at Earth Day. We've talked about all manner of different things. We're just adding to the waste stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like plastic bobbleheads.
Everything that we supply,
Yeah.
adds to the waste stream.
Yeah.
So I would love to have a Berlin Earth Day t-shirt. Do I need a Berlin Earth Day t-shirt? No. Will I wear a Berlin Earth Day t-shirt? Maybe some, you know what I mean? So I struggle with that.
Mm-hmm.
And anything affordable is gonna be synthetic. So now you have microfiber,
Oh, no.
plastic.
No,
micro-
no.
Right.
Yeah, see?
Like little seedlings or something that people could plant, they could take.
How
Yeah,
cool is
that's
that?
that's actually a good idea.
Because
With
that
like
wouldn't hurt
a
anything, and they
yeah.
could take it if they want it or they don't want it, but then anybody else could take it and plant them, but
I like
think
that.
that
Get
would
them
be,
though.
we just make them.
Well,
we could make them, or there's got to be places that sell personalized swag that has that.
Yeah,
But yes, or we could make them.
yeah, yeah.
In terms of the shirts, though, if we do go to the paper bags, we could do high vis shirts.
Right.
We could justify.
Right.
Why are you looking at me like
Yeah.
that?
I don't think they make high vis cotton shirts. I think they're all.
Are they all synthetic?
Above.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you might be right
Think so.
about that.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
still.
we could get a yellow cotton shirt.
But we
Yeah.
we
Yeah, we
loan
So that's about the same.
people
Yeah.
that don't have a high vis vest can borrow one from us for Earth Day and bring it back, and
Right.
But how-
we have a small supply of them.
How many shirts would you
Yeah,
buy?
we don't know.
Right, because you don't
Yeah.
know the turnout.
What size?
Right,
Waste.
exactly, and then you end up with a whole bunch left over, and they sit in the closet
Yeah, yeah.
because we can't use them next year
I
because
mean,
you have to
we don't
cross
buy
it.
any
That's
shirts.
right.
Right.
Well,
We don't have to put the
a date
year on
them.
them. We could just get generic.
Yeah,
Well,
don't put
that's
a
true.
date on
Green.
them.
Right. So anyway, we have a whole year to discuss
Yeah.
this,
Right.
but anyway, that's my feelings on the shirt.
Right.
So, all right. Anything else for Earth Day?
Let's move on.
Moving on.
Cool.
So in the mailbox, this is the this is Maddie's paycheck. This is the filing for next week. So I'm just gonna put this back in there. Unless anybody wants to take a set of plans home and study them.
No, thank you.
Which one's that?
61 Lancaster. The one, so they've already done the ORAD. No, the RDA, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
to determine the wetland lines. And then they had a list of
So this is
variances that they were,
an NOI.
this will be an NOI on the agenda for next week, next meeting. They had a bunch of variances that they're still trying to work out.
Oh, that's the one with the creek right near the road.
Yep.
Correct.
With the pond.
Yep.
Okay.
They're trying to, I know
Are they
that
building something, or?
They're trying to put a
they're
house.
trying to put a house in there. I have spoken to Paul McKelk, and they have been denied the variances for the distance from wetlands for the septic or the for some part of it. And they're still trying to work it out. So,
They were trying to do a not mass approved tight tank or something? Was that that one?
is it not mass approved?
Yeah, it's not accepted. Yeah.
See, this
You
is
don't
why
have to
we
find it, right? I
enjoy
had no
having
idea.
you on
Oh,
the
yeah.
board. Because that will come up at the next meeting.
I'll double check.
Okay. Yeah, it's a
Send me the
fast
thing.
system.
Yeah, I don't think that is. It's a good idea, but I don't think it's
Approved.
what's it called? Yeah.
Okay, how much is the check for? Because we usually know it's that.
We'll put it in for now. We'll submit it all for next
Next.
meeting, yeah.
System.
Fast, yeah. I believe is what it's called here. You can look through that. It should be in the first couple of pages. Okay. Yeah, so does anybody need a town report that didn't get one at town meeting the other night?
I did not.
There you go.
Are there any more around if people haven't gotten them?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Eloise has them. Mary probably has them.
Didn't they used to mail these, or am I thinking?
Yep,
Okay,
they
that's
did.
what I thought.
Yep. They don't print as many,
Yeah.
and you have to
Go.
pick them. You have
Yeah.
to opt in instead of opting out.
Yeah.
They used to be the size of a Reader's Digest magazine, little thin magazine.
Oh, really?
One I had back in the 70s.
When we were a little simple town.
Yep. Okay, and then the last thing is, so you two weren't at the last meeting. So at the last meeting, we decided that we were going to put a memorial plaque on the bench at Berlin Meadow for Judy Christensen.
Nice.
Yep, so we've been kind of trying to figure out what it should say, other than in memory of. So AJ went through all the comments that were on Berlin Neighbors Connect. And the biggest thing everybody mentions about Judy was her smile.
Definitely, his
And-
big smiling face.
Yeah.
Just happy about everything.
Yep. So he put together a list of some of the things that were said. So one of the things that the plaque could say is, we'll miss her silly laugh, her big heart, her genuine love for all mankind.
No,
Okay. What would you like?
I don't know,
Dude.
I haven't given any thought, but.
All right.
What don't you like about that?
Too vague?
Too long.
I don't think it.
Short and
it's
sweet.
The essence of who she was. I mean, it's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it
But-
sounds contrived or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Right.
agree.
I mean,
Okay.
she should get the message across that, I mean, she was Miss Berlin. I mean, she was Berlin
Yeah.
to the core. And reflected our values and, I don't know.
Right. All
I'll-
right.
I'll
Well,
give it some thought.
yeah, we can all do a
Yeah.
little wordsmithing and
Yeah.
try to come up with something.
So do you have some other comments or some other?
There are a couple, but I thought that one was the easiest, the best. So like Judy was such a wonderful, loving, and kind person. We'll miss her smile and laughter. We will forever miss and love our Auntie Judy, kindest, sweetest person I know. So, but that is what I would like to try to capture in whatever we put.
I think what Walter said, that she's Berlin, maybe we could expand on that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll write a note and try to come up with something.
You could do AI.
Hmm?
Just
Oh, yeah, right, no, no.
How did you try that?
How
Yeah, yeah,
how
I
un-Berlin.
I like the beginning of it, the smile and everything.
Yeah.
It's the last part that just kind of
Yep,
didn't
that's,
say it all.
Yeah,
that's
just-
fine.
Yeah. Yeah, her smile captured like Berlin's heart or something, like something about, because everybody, like I only knew her would go going to the store, and every time I went in, she was just so happy, and I didn't really know her, but
Right.
every
But
time
that's-
I went in there,
Yeah,
she was just so happy
Right.
and just would chat to everybody.
right.
And that Berlin, that store represents Berlin too. So she just
She was
somehow,
like that when she was in grammar school too.
yeah, she just her smile resonated
Yeah.
through Berlin or something. I don't know,
Right.
something like that. But definitely, without even knowing her, before you even said that or knowing, I just know about her smile.
Yeah.
That's how I
Right.
remember her.
Yep,
So that totally is.
right.
Greeted Berlin. I don't know her smile. I don't know what to say.
I know. Well,
It's
we'll
hard.
we'll work on it. I know it is
Yeah.
hard. You were gonna reach out to the family,
I did. I talked to David, and he was very pleased.
and that's her
Yes.
son.
No, that's
No.
her brother.
Okay.
And he said, I'll be there if you do something. And I emailed her daughter-in-law, Beth
Okay.
Christensen,
Yep.
and she was just thrilled that we were doing something.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
Louise, Kelly is the tall one, and it was Jill that got hurt, right?
Yes,
Okay, because I had an argument with Denny Bartlett about that today.
right.
He thought it was just the opposite.
And I heard that Jill is living with Kelly. She's
Is
out
what?
of, Jill is out of the hospital.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
at the service, and she's, she's Judy. I said, your mother lives on in you, because she laughs just like Judy does, and,
Yep.
right,
How sweet.
yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so we'll give it a couple more weeks, but everybody try to come up with something, and we'll see if we can come up with something
Yeah.
appropriate.
I think one of the things, she left the town of Berlin.
Yeah.
We'll give it some thought.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
okay.
And that is all I have. Does anybody have anything else?
Yes. AJ and I had met with the superintendent, Carol Costello, back a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. She came to the 19 Carter Street to talk to people, and sorry about my voice. Anyway, we talked to her about having the students do community work. And so I followed up on that and called her. She called me back, and she's willing to come to Berlin to talk to us. She wants to include the principal, who is up from Berlin, Lisa Sequeira.
Yeah, and she was the science teacher too.
Yes.
Savannah loved her.
Okay. No, she could work on the summer program with us.
Quite possibly, if she wanted, yeah.
So we discussed a few things, and I mentioned, well, they could help with trail work, they could help with Earth Day, and then branching out, they could help at the library side, they could help with Council on Aging activities.
Yeah, they could, if they wanted to put together a program, on invasive species or on whatever, birds,
Mhm.
common birds in Berlin, or
Right.
there was a whole bunch of different things. Because you guys said something about that the honor students are required to do some sort of community
Yeah,
service.
that's what Carol said.
Yeah.
But she really liked the idea.
Oh, good.
Right.
Fabulous. Good job, guys.
Yeah. And she said, well, did you want to work with Berlin Memorial and Tohoto? I said, well, ideally, we'd like to do both.
Sure. Yep.
Well, we'll report back after we meet on Friday.
Mhm.
We'll report back next meeting about
Right.
our meeting on Friday.
Awesome.
So,
Excellent. All right.
Oh, I just wanted to ask about Highland Ridge. That's okay now? I remember there was something about the trails, and SVT are working on solidifying the new trail they needed to do because of something.
Right. So,
Yeah,
Is that good?
yeah, it is all set. If
Okay,
you,
because we
yeah,
looked at it and I don't know if I responded or not, but
I don't think
I
so.
didn't. I thought I did. But anyway, I knew when I looked at it, I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. But
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
wasn't here the whole time,
That's
but
it.
I didn't respond. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so we went out about a month ago now, maybe? And did you have you been out there We
haven't
we
had a
cleared
chance.
some of the
Oh,
trail
okay.
and everything. Yeah, there was SVT had a work day.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Because I know
so-
there was a lot of they were really happy with, but there's some parts that were
Right.
needing.
So the
help.
stone wall.
Oh, that stone wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that because I think if you guys are going to be, so you're riding on that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So two things. I think we should widen the stone wall a little bit
Okay.
to make it a little bit easier.
Okay.
I also think we're going to need to put a bridge over at the bottom of that gully right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Where
just,
the pine trees are dead, that big dead trees down in there.
there are some dead trees
Yeah, it goes like-
scattered. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you're coming like from,
The pond thing.
yeah.
Going
Yeah,
down.
and then you go through the stone wall, and then it goes
Down.
way down
Yeah.
and then way up.
Mm-hmm.
I think the erosion is gonna be bad there.
Yeah, yeah,
If we
agree.
don't try to mitigate it somehow.
Makes sense.
But,
Okay.
yeah, but we can work on that.
Okay.
And we'll work on it with Dan and,
Yeah.
It was the 16th that we were out there. Anyway,
April 16th?
yeah.
Geez, that wasn't all that long ago. It feels like a month ago. All right.
All right, let me just lay this on the table. We don't need any roads built into Mount Pisgah, any of our conservation land. It's ridiculous to think that we need to improve trails and roads to rescue people. Look at the people on the mountains, on the big reserves, and, you know, you get these town rescue squads, and everybody's, and the town's gotta be remodeled to support safety. Nobody ever got hurt up there to speak of. I mean, there's no need of it. So I'm telling you right now that I will be adamantly opposed to any more intrusion. There's too much intrusion into it right now with the road trails that were put in there. But I'm not gonna accommodate motorized vehicles in there whatsoever. The rescue squad, let them go in there and carry them out if they need to, but they don't have to. So I'm just telling you right now, get ready for some, as a matter of fact, I feel we shouldn't entertain them. I don't think we should have them in here to talk about it.
Did this come up because of the fire?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had one of them say to me, oh, yeah, well, I'm gonna come see you. Get out of here, you know?
Yeah, I agree with Walter. I think
It's ridiculous.
between the houses on Ball Hill and the surrounding roads, they can pretty much hit everything they need to
Yeah,
hit.
of course.
And there's
Yeah,
been a
the
forest
roads that are
fire there.
right.
How many times since we've all lived there? I mean, it's a natural part of the cycle.
I don't disagree with any of it, other than I believe in the spirit of cooperation, that we sit down and talk to them about it.
Cooperation, we know it's not gonna happen. I mean, that's, it should be written, no more intrusion into that area. That should be part of our bylaws.
Right, so,
Keep the
but there
area
is,
natural.
there is an easement off of Ball Hill Road that can be cleared,
So what,
because,
then don't clear it. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Don't clear it. Leave it alone.
That's over by Captiva, right?
it's between two houses,
Oh,
and I don't know exactly which two.
I think it's right
But-
after Captiva, and then it goes.
I
think.
know where it is, and it's just,
It actually goes right alongside the house, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
I think so,
It's a
right?
brown house.
Right,
Yeah, up there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that,
The, one of the Germains built that house up there.
yeah.
And- Right.
there was a developer interested in that originally, and because I was kind of Danny Tyler's surrogate son, and his lawyer knew that, I talked with him, and that's the first piece that I got tied up in Berlin, 150 acres on top of Mount Pisgah. And it's already been, there's just too much intrusion into it right now, and it's interfered with some wildlife, and I don't want to see any more in there. It shouldn't be.
Right. Well, I agree with both of you. I agree that we shouldn't allow it, but I think we need to sit down and discuss it with them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
come up with
If-
solid.
There's no
if-
harm in
why.
that, I guess.
Right, if we want, if we ask them to cooperate with us, I think it's only fair that we cooperate, that we reciprocate. There are things that we've asked them to do that they haven't done. There are going to be things that they're going to ask us to do that we're not going to do. But in the spirit of everybody, we're all in this because we all live here. And I don't think, I personally will not say we won't even discuss it.
Right.
I think we discussed it, but I don't think, well, we can vote on it then, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we present our reasons for not doing it.
The
Or doing it, yeah,
The idea
whatever.
is so offensive that I just,
Yeah.
I mean, what are people thinking?
Well, I guess,
Shouldn't even
thinking about
think about
other,
it.
like, wooded areas of town, I mean, are there other areas of that?
Where does it stop?
So,
Right, where does
that's-
it stop?
That's the thing,
Yeah,
like,
right.
That's right.
are
We
you,
just, I know, for example, Duncan's property behind us, he loved when we cleared all the trails, so that if something did happen, he was able to get out there and get to something.
Right.
So
They have the
He was very
Kubota, it's
happy
pretty
about that.
small.
Right, it's the rocks and the roots, which there's nothing we're gonna do about that. The width of the trails, and I guess one of the firefighters had a cardiac event while fighting the fire
Well, he should get in shape. Jesus Christ.
because of the rugged terrain. We just haven't, and so that is what prompted the conversation. So.
yeah, I mean, that area, I haven't been in
It's
there in a
rough.
while, but it's rough. It's
Yeah.
not, those are not like easy, accessible trails, so.
Right.
I don't know that clearing anything in there is gonna make that.
We're
Yeah,
not
and
going to
that-
do anything
that's
about the
true.
rocks, and we're not
Yeah.
going to do anything about the roots.
I will say, I wouldn't mind the trails being a little wider in there.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, when they cleared some of the land for the ATVs off of Randall Road, it made our riding, I was like, oh, this is awesome. 'Cause we have more space.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Because one of the reasons I don't go to Mount Pisgah, especially in the summertime, is because the trails are so narrow and the ticks and.
Oh,
Mountain
yeah,
bikers.
yeah.
What's that?
The mountain
That
bikers.
too.
Yeah,
So.
Northborough.
40 Caves doesn't permit mountain biking, but some of SPT properties do, and I know Mount Pisgah is one of them.
Oh, they love it up there.
Yeah.
I've been up there.
Too fast. Someone's gonna get hurt.
Probably
Shame.
1 in 100 uses of that goes in can tell a maple tree from a pine tree. This idea of using it as an exercise place, which is all right, but riding, particularly motorized vehicles, but it's become a mountain bike center, and that isn't what I saved it for. We're conservation people. We help protect ecology, nature, not provide for, I say, movie adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.